Black man, white man, blue and white, brown man, tell me about the color of your soul. If part of your solution ain't the ending of world pollution, then I don't want to hear it. I want to welcome you to Scatman's World. Ladies and gentlemen, be welcome to the 14th episode of the Just with Josh. Welcome, Pierre Trudeau, leader of the Conservative Canada. Whoa, Canada is becoming more based. He's going to make it legal to start hitting women again. What? In other news, Philadelphia cream cheese is very good. Philadelphia cream cheese is superior. Philadelphia cream cheese, you know what I'm talking about. If you're a human being living on this planet and you've been here long enough, you know all about it. You know about Philadelphia cream cheese. Philadelphia cream cheese. I remember the first time I ever had Philadelphia cream cheese. I remember the first time I was able to enjoy this earthly delicacy. And it was quite transcendent, you know? I remember thinking to myself, holy shit, like, what is this? You know, and it's Philadelphia cream cheese. It says it right on the package. And then you get sitting around, you know, you're watching the cartoons, and you start seeing these commercials coming on. And Philadelphia, if you're familiar, and who isn't familiar with the Philadelphia marketing from back in the day, Philadelphia cream cheese had like the best marketing in the history of any product. It was like heaven. You had angels, and that's the perfect, that sums it up. It's heavenly. Philadelphia cream cheese is heavenly. I'm a cheese guy. I like cheese, okay? Like, I'm big on all kinds of cheese. Like, I like old cheese. I like Swiss cheese. I like, mozzarella cheese, and I like melted cheese. I like all kinds of cheese. And when I first discovered that there was cream cheese, it was like I was enraptured. I was unbelievable. It was one of the greatest moments in my life. I feel like I met one of my best friends at that moment, And to be honest with you, lately, let me tell you, I just feel like Philly. I feel like I'm just running on Philadelphia cream cheese, I feel like Philadelphia cream cheese has been keeping me going. I'm gonna be perfectly blunt, I don't believe in depression, okay? I don't believe in anxiety. I don't believe in any of that shit. Like, I believe in the nerves. I believe in fight or flight. I believe in lows and highs, all right? In life, there's gonna be lows and highs, and you gotta have lows in order to have highs. And it's just nice to live in a world where we can enjoy little things like Philadelphia cream cheese. It don't matter what happens. It don't matter like what's going on. During the pandemic, they still had Philadelphia cream cheese. But I will say this about Philadelphia cream cheese. I believe there was a stage in the production of Philadelphia cream cheese, or like a period where something about it changed and it stopped being like as creamy. I don't know, maybe it's just me. I feel like it's not as creamy as I remember it. Because I got some of this stuff from Costco the other weekend. And, I was enjoying it, but it seemed like it was something, it seemed like a little, I don't know, like a little hummusy. Like it had a bit of a texture to it. Nothing serious. But there was a slight texture to my cream cheese. Anyways, it was good. It was a good time. I enjoyed it. I had some pretty next level bagels, that I put the cream cheese on. And I don't know if you ever did this before. Sometimes you're having a bagel with cream cheese. You take a little salmon. I got a little bit of salmon I had left over from the other night from dinner, and I just kind of sprinkled that on there. Ooh. Let me tell you, you can have luxury in any, like, I don't know what it was like back in the day, back when the 1800s, when you were a peasant, you had to go and mill your wheat, and you could, like, make flour and have shitty bread. Tasted gross. You know, and you could probably have beer. Like, they probably have beer, like, flowing pretty freely. But, man, like, only the queen in her castle was probably enjoying or maybe it was the king at the time in England. I don't fucking know. But only the queen, only the highest, like, of the aristocrats were enjoying, like, cream cheese. Like, did they even have cream cheese? Or, like, a variation of cream cheese back in, like, the 1800s? Or, like, the 1600s? You know? My point is, the common man enjoys so much luxury in this day and age. The common person, you can be like a fucking hobo, all right? And you're still going to enjoy luxury from which has been withheld from like 99% of humans all throughout history. Like, if you add up all the humans. Like, back then, if you were a hobo, like, it really sucked. Like, you're sitting there, you're all dirty, you got to wear that stupid little beggar hat. You know, you're asking for coins, you know? What the fuck? You know, it's not the same. What are you even going to buy with your, like, 5 shekels that you accumulate? I was playing Oblivion the other night, and there was some pathetic peasant, like some dirty-looking motherfucker. And he was staring at me. I was trying to complete a quest. I was trying to close one of the gates to Oblivion. And this guy was just asking for coins. Like Jesus, man. Like, you know, like, aim higher. Like, you know, giving them coins. But, like, what are you gonna buy with your fucking? You're gonna go buy some, like, meat or, like, bread or, dude, must have sucked to be poor. Like, people just died a lot more back then too. But nowadays everything's so like for example, most people nowadays, you know, they work on computers. You know, most people work in offices. They're not out in fields, like, tilling land. They're not out there cutting down trees, doing hard shit. You know, we're all just relaxed. We're all just chilling 24/7. It's like a chill economy. It's like a chill-based economy. It's like, and, you know, you can look at, you know, that and be like, oh man, everyone's so weak and bitchy and pussies, and everyone, they suck because everyone's like. But then on another note, it's like nice that we're all, like, you know, basically able to, like, enjoy relative wealth, even on the bottom level, without, like, any, you know, without having to fucking own a castle and, like, a bunch of people, you know, like a bunch of slaves and shit. Like, this is nice, you know, it's nice. But why does it still not feel like enough, you know? If you're a guy like me, you know, and I think most guys are, you know, like me in this regard, you want stuff, you know? You know, cream cheese is good, but I want, like, an ice cream machine in my house. I want, like, so much dumb shit. Like, I don't even want to have, like, what I want to have, like, melted cheese for breakfast, lunch, and supper. Can we figure that out, society? Can we get to work on that? You know, maybe I could get some, like, I don't know, just different kinds of cheeses and different flavors. Like, if we went for how many, I don't know how many years, like, civilization has been going, you know, whatever, but how long, if we only discovered, you know, cream cheese in, like, you know, Philadelphia cream cheese, if they invented cream cheese, like, or like, if it was only discovered in the 1900s, like, after how many hundreds of years of progress and history do we have to go through before we discover another type of cheese? Because that's what I'm really wondering. Like, yeah, we can go to Mars, we can colonize the moon, we can harness the power of the sun, we can turn ourselves into gods. But at what point are we going to gather the minds and come together and develop some new cheese products? And maybe it's because I'm spoiled. We live in a world where, like I said, everything's so easy. I mean, you go to a supermarket, any supermarket nowadays, and they'll have hundreds of kinds of cheese for you to choose from. But what are we going to do? We're just going to stop making more cool shit? We're all just going to chill 24/7. We're not going to have, well, obviously we are. What am I talking about? Obviously we're going to come up with new kinds of cheese. We should never stop. We should never stop. Like, what if there's, like, types of cheese that aren't even, what if we have got cream cheese? What if there's, I don't know, like, cheese brittle? They're kind of getting into it with some stuff, like cheese tea, liquid cheese. Maybe we could create, like, a cheese gas, like a gaseous cheese that, like, kind of just embodies the room. Wouldn't that be nice if you're having, like, a wine tasting and you could just, get a cylinder of pressurized cheese? Wouldn't that be nice? We have nothing. We have no cool shit. Like, we have less shit now than they probably had in Rome. When you think about it, I mean, yeah, we got fancy stuff. We got, like, electricity, and it does all kinds of making things easy. But, I mean, like, we don't have stuff that they had. That we don't know how to, like, build roads as well as they had. When they got roads today that they made back then that they're still using today. And I mean, geez, we're lucky. We're tearing up our roads every 2 years. What if they had cheese that we didn't know about? What if they had cheese that we knew about and forgot about? What if in the Library of Alexandria, like the great Library of Alexandria that was burning down in Egypt, what if there was just like lexicons and lexicons of, like, chef and, like, like cooking information, and they just had, like, legion, like, all this different types of cheese, like different styles of aging cheese, like from different animals. Like, they figured out how to milk frogs, and they made cheese out of frog milk, and then they were like, oh, it sends you a message from God every time you eat it. And then we lost that cheese. Sometimes I feel like there's hints in the world. There's little things that signal divinity in the common world. Like when when the sun shines a certain way through a window, or you see the clouds on a beautiful day, or, extra cheese on a large pizza, And I think to myself, like, that's almost like God sending us a little hint, I think we could invest more into the arts. I think we need to invest more, and I think we need to think less about, trying to fight world pollution, and maybe less about traveling around in space, or even the ocean for that matter. We need to stop exploring our environment and start exploring the ability to fucking be gay as hell. How gay can we get? If we eat too much cheese, is it going to make us gay? Is it going to make us more like, I don't know, what's the female hormone? It's going to get more of that into us. It's going to make us grow bigger man tits. It's too much lactose, too much milk. I don't know. But ultimately, good cheese is good life, man. Good cheese, good life. And some people don't even like cheese, Maybe they say they're lactose intolerant because they're trying to hide the fact that they're really soulless. Oh, shit. 1 second. It would appear I have lost lighting. 1 second. Just please bear with me. I'll do this quick. Oh, okay. We are back. We are back. I apologize. I really do. I know we were getting into some really deep and complex themes. I didn't mean to break it up like that. But, yeah. I've been feeling good. I've been feeling good. Just like I should. And there's a whole lot that I have to learn. But I keep it 100. You know? I don't fuck with gay people. Actually, you know what? That's not true. I'm perfectly fine with gay people. Truth is, I don't have a lot to talk about on this episode because this was supposed to be the first ever episode with a guest. However, something happened. We had a little production error, some corruption of audio. And the episode I previously recorded ended up actually being deleted. So hopefully we'll get something back up. We'll be having a guest on the Just with Josh here soon. And hopefully here, I'll be upgrading some of my equipment. Maybe I don't have the highest fidelity lighting or the best, most advanced setup in the world. Maybe I'm not, maybe I'm not Chris Delilah or, Tim Dillon. Not yet, but, this is my own humble little, this is my little piece of, this little fucking show I do every week. It's a little something where I get to put my, whatever the content of my soul is, just kind of out there and express myself in a gay little Pinterest-esque way. And I need that. I think everybody needs that. It doesn't matter who you are. It doesn't matter if you're Joe Biden or if you're, a hobo. You gotta have your things. You gotta have, something to look forward to. You gotta something to progress, something to get better at, something to build, something to focus the mind. We live in a world, and it consists of things, and you're on a path, and sometimes you can lose your way. And I feel like for me, doing this show is kind of like my path, like me walking a path. And I don't want to stray. I want to stay on this path, I think a lot of people probably want to do things like, this or, they have similar things in mind. And, I could give up and never try, or I could have never, because I didn't feel like I was the most qualified or the most well-equipped but then I wouldn't have everything I've built so far. I wouldn't have the 13 beautiful episodes I was able to create. I wouldn't have this. And I feel like it's something, it's starting to really become something I crave, like something I really look forward to. Like it's not, at first it was like, oh, I was nervous. And then it was like, oh, it was getting less of that and easier just to do the thing. And then, it started getting kind of fun. And now I just kind of look forward to it. And maybe I'm not in the funnest of moods, maybe that's but I'm gonna keep building it up. It's gonna get better and better. I got better stories than cream cheese. I got stories about, transacting cum and, advocating people's rights and, I got all kinds of shit. I want to talk about America. I want to talk about destiny. Like, what about destiny? What about God? What about perspective? Everyone has a different view. Everyone comes from something different, but we're all the same at the core. That's what I believe in. I think at the very core, we're all the same. And all your life experiences and all your baggage and shit, yeah, everyone's got that. And that is unique to you. But at the very core, you got the same machinery, you got the same, operating system. And everybody, no matter who you're talking to, it's almost like I don't know. It's like, I'm a friendly guy. I make friends wherever I go. And I just feel like no matter where I am, what I'm doing, it's always the same thing, the same types of people, you know? Same patterns. And I've been Los Angeles and seen all the Mexicans there, and I've hung out with them and a lot of African Americans and Asian people, and I don't know, I guess that's not even an important distinction. I'm just trying to think about like the most diverse group of people. But like, even I've just hung out in like a lot of different towns in Canada, and everyone's basically like the same. Like, everyone could get along, like, whether or not you believe in God or whether or not your perspective is the same. Because regardless of what you're seeing, like, we're all made of the same shit. That's kind of cool. And know that, because you can make a friend out of anyone, anywhere, at any time. And that's fun. I think I've made a lot of really interesting friends in my travels. And recently, like, I hope that this show gives me an opportunity to, maybe get more people involved. I like the idea of doing like an interview, or maybe like producing something a little bit more involved, so to speak, a little bit more complex, a couple more moving parts. I don't know if I want to get into the skit business. I don't know if I want to get into, but that could be coming. It could be coming down the pipeline here. A lot of shit coming down the pipeline here. Another couple of years, we're going to have Trump. We're going to have Pierre. Canada's going to be based as hell. I think we're going to get some money going again. I think the money's going to come back around. Housing prices are going to continue to fall. And then interest rates will continue to go up. And then eventually interest rates will stop going up. People will start buying, or there'll be almost nobody buying houses at that point. In order to re-stimulate, the market, the Fed's going to lower interest rates again. And once those interest rates get nice and low, just before people start buying up houses again, that's when I'm going to make a nice purchase. I think I might be able to get myself into a house, I'm not the most advanced guy in the world, and I don't even make that much money. I make the median income. So if you're like a median person, you can make that money too. And it looks like we're going to get some houses under our belt. It looks like there might be a bit of a correction in the economy, which is lovely to see. You got to love that. You got to appreciate us young guys. It might be a recession, but us young guys, we're getting out good. Like, we're in the game for the long term, okay? Buy low and sell high. All right? Buy low, sell high. Don't worry about none of this. Like, you know who recessions suck for? People who are already in business, people who, well, unless they're smart, people who are already in business, people who already have mortgages, people who already, are retired. That's recession's going to hurt them. But if you're able to go with the flow, you're going to be fine. Stock up on your cream cheese, invent a new kind of cheese. Maybe that's what this is all a signal for. Maybe that's what this means. Maybe the reason the economy is not growing is because no one's invented a new format of cheese in the last 50 years, probably. That's not true. There's definitely, like, Kraft singles definitely came out, like. But my point is, like, that's a low-quality cheese. We got to stop thinking in terms of the masses. Now that we've met the needs, well, we haven't fed everyone, I suppose, but we got to start focusing on nice things again. Less mass production, less shitting stuff out, made out of plastic. I want nice things. I want cars, like, not to be made out of metal, I guess, because that makes them more dangerous, but, how those old classic cars would look, back in the day. We should have some nice things like that. We should have things that are built to last, not junk. And, we can build businesses around that. They're talking about bringing business back to Canada. Let's do it. Let's bring businesses back to Canada. I mean, I got this light shining at me. Why don't we make this in Canada? It's probably a Chinese lamp. It's fucking shutting off and stuff. It's no good. We need Canadian lamps. Canada. But It's interesting. We have a lot of immigrants in our country, and they're saying by 2050, half the country will be made up of immigrants, which is fascinating. We're going to basically, I mean, fuck. There you go. Maybe we can make stuff in, I don't know, maybe we can just take over. Like, fuck. Is everyone going to be able to get along here? Like, are we going to be able to sustain an economy with this many new folks? We all got to get people to work. We can't be giving out money. Like, I mean, the whole point of having more people is more work power, more manpower, right? So you should be able to produce more of everything. We should have manufacturing hubs here if that's what our game plan is. It just seems really foolish that the biggest investment in Canada for manufacturing of anything, I'm pretty sure was vaccines and crickets. What the fuck? That's what they're spending taxpayer dollars on? Did they ask? Was there like a poll? Did they like, where did they get this shit from? Like, oh, we're never going to starve because we have crickets. Like, that's our last ditch effort. If everything goes to hell, it's like we can fall back on crickets. If this whole New World Order thing really goes to shit, that this is the insurance plan, is a multi-billion-dollar cricket breeding, like a cricket processing facility. What are they doing there? They're just shitting out crickets. How do you produce that many crickets? They just got a big box of crickets, probably just fucking 24/7. Just, I don't think there's a queen cricket. You know what I mean? They're not like ants. It's like each cricket, I think, has to have a baby cricket. I don't know if they lay eggs. I don't know what the fuck crickets do. This isn't okay. We need to, like, get a hold of our people. We need to get our boy Trudeau and get him out and get Pierre in. We should be cricket processing facility. Fuck that. Let's get a Wagyu beef processing facility. Let's get a big ass farm. Let's take that cricket facility, burn it down, burn down the cricket facility, and then make a big farm where it was. Like just a giant dairy farm. Actually, no, sorry, dairy farm. That wouldn't be it. Just a massive cow farm. We'll just have cattle. It'll be beautiful. We'll do it better than Japan. We'll have better beef than Japan. What are they doing over there that they have the best cows? Wagyu beef. Fucking assholes. We got nice grass here. Can make good cows. We're not even trying. We need better cows. We need better cheese. And better cows are going to give us better cheese. Better cows, better cheese, better cheese. Need I say any more? Yeah. Yep. Yeah. There's really a big difference between the type of experience too. I know COVID's over and it's not relevant. We're moving past this. It's gone. It's gone. It's gone. But we're still getting the crickets. Like, is this like now that we're not doing that shit anymore? Like, the government's backing down, but we already spent all the money on the giant ass cricket facility, and we already spent the billions of dollars on the vaccine plant. And then what are we gonna do with it? What are we gonna do with the vaccine plant? We gonna start producing like medical grade heroin instead? Start exporting it? Is this how we can recoup our costs? Maybe if we could just legalize it, legalize heroin, legalize cocaine, just legalize drugs. Maybe we can, instead of producing vaccines, we could produce like medical grade drugs. Canada could just be like, since we're all like, everyone's allowed to do their thing. We can be like, imagine we can compete with Mexico. Like, we can become direct competitors with Mexico. Like, we have the whole United States between us. The cartels wouldn't be able to do shit. Okay, we get our boys. We get the NDP and the liberals to work together, okay, on a plan to create the world's most functional and state-of-the-art heroin processing plant, and then we export the world's finest heroin. That's better than a vaccine. That's better. That's better when you think about it, because that way, that would just be cool, man. That would just be cool. Everyone would know. Everyone would know Canada. That they would say, this is Canadian heroin. This is good stuff. Sign me up. Get me a lot of it. I want. They'd be like, what is this shit? This isn't Canadian. I want to ask for Canadian. They'd be like, nah, bro, it's fucking good. It's fucking good. I got it from Mexico. It's like, nah, I don't want it, bro. I want that Canadian shit. I want that good Canadian hero. Yeah. Eventually. I don't know. Maybe once the nationalities of Canada finally come to some form of civil conflict, we can branch apart into different factions, and I can become like the drug runner faction, and I can become like the kingpin of like the world's finest heroin processing operation. Like, we would just have poppy fields and poppy fields, and we would treat it like just fine shit. They already have that. They definitely have medical grade heroin. Why am I thinking about heroin all of a sudden? I've never done like any hard drugs in my life. I don't know, man. I don't know. But I'm telling you what, I'm not eating fucking crickets, bro. I'm not doing the cricket thing. If there's another lockdown, I'm establishing the resistance. If there ever is any more government tyranny at some point, know that we must be ready at a moment's notice. If we do have to assemble, just let it be known. Vive la resistance. And stand down. Stand down for now. Enjoy the little things. Have some Philadelphia cream cheese. What other processed delicacies have we? Lay's chips. Fuck yeah, bro. You can buy like an absurd amount of meat for like, I don't know, just yourself, like I did. I went to the store and, I'm not throwing my weight around or nothing. Well, maybe I am. But yeah, I procured a lot of meat recently. A lot of meat. A little bit of turkey, a little bit of beef, a little bit of chicken, a little bit of salmon. No big deal. Procured that shit. Been taking care of myself. My goal is that I'm like so strong and filled with like predator food and meat that by the time they ban meat to stop fossil fucking cow farts, I'll just be able to full on like I'll be wild and feral enough and strong enough that I can just cannibalize my fellow compatriot, my fellow comrades in the Canadian Communist Society. In the line at the cricket processing plant, I'll just grab a hold of somebody and drag them into the darkness and just consume them before I eat crickets. I'll never eat crickets. You hear me? I'll never eat a cricket. I had the chance to eat crickets once. I remember one time I was in a museum and they had these. Whenever you go into museums, for some reason, they always have like bugs, like that you can eat. Like, what the hell is that? Like, whenever you like you just go to museums and they'll just have like a gift shop that sells like bugs that are trying to be food. Like, what are they trying to say? Oh, learn about history. Oh, by the way, you can eat bugs. It's like you've never seen like seasoned mealworms in your life. And then you go into a museum gift shop and they're trying to sell you like a sucker that has like an ant in it or some shit. It's like, yeah, I know I can technically eat bugs. That's disgusting. Like, what's the gimmick? Like, what the fuck? What's the joke? Oh, I'm gonna eat a bug. That's disgusting. It's not cool. Don't eat bugs. Eating bugs is not cool. Man, they want us to eat bugs, but they don't want us to fucking grow and manufacture and export the world's greatest heroin. What the fuck? You know, if we're just doing fucked up shit, like, let's do cool shit at least. Eating bugs. Next thing you know, they'll be like, oh, actually, praying mantises are the best insect to eat. The best insect to eat is actually a praying mantises. We did some research, and apparently, if you crush up praying mantises, if you get like 20 praying mantises facilitated and processed, you can just crush them up and eat them, and they're delicious, and they're twice as healthy as crickets. And you know what? It's way easier to make praying mantises than it is crickets. In fact, we're now feeding the crickets to the praying mantises. Everything that was cricket based is now based on praying mantises. You'd be like, what the fuck? Dude, those big fucking weird eyes, imagine eating those. You don't want to eat the weird praying mantis, bro. You don't want to eat crickets. Crickets are fucking weird. You ever look at a cricket? You ever get down and really look closely at a cricket? They look fucked. They look like they're criminals. Crickets look like little fucking criminals. They want us to eat them. They're jumping around. They're not reasonable creatures. We can't eat that. It's like hard, crunchy frogs, like little mini crunchy. Fuck that, dude. What are we on? What are we doing here? If I would have known, when I was a teenager, that, the next 40 years of my life, I was going to be arguing whether or not I should eat crickets. I would have been, I might have. Anyways. Yeah. No. Yeah, what if it was ladybugs? What if they come out and they're like, oh, ladybugs are like so good for you. Oh my God, ladybugs. Oh, well, fucking crickets are actually kind of unhealthy for the environment. So we were thinking, like, we looked at ladybugs, and ladybugs, man, you can eat as many ladybugs as you want. The more ladybugs you eat, ladybugs don't make you fat. Okay? You can eat an infinite amount of ladybugs and you will not get fat. I feel like my fat family would love that. Like, they would love that. It'd be like, oh my gosh, it's like 0 calories. You can eat as many of them as you want. It's so good. Put like a little Cheeto dust on there. Sold. Bro, I would probably be on that shit. I'd probably be eating ladybug cheese. Oh my God. Ladybug cheese. I've got it. No. Fucking doing Justin Trudeau's job now. There's a whole lot of good food in the world. I don't want to eat bugs. And neither should you. And if you're thinking about eating bugs, I don't know, man. It's a free fucking world. Do whatever the fuck you want. You want to eat bugs? Eat some bugs. Do it. Do it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe you're going to get real swole off cricket protein. Like, your protein powder that's cricket based is going to get you really, like, jacked. That's going to be like the move. Everyone's going to be like, no, bro. Like, literally, the macros on this shit. Cricket protein is the most based form of protein. What am I at now? 39 minutes. Okay, well, fair enough. This has been the Just with Josh. This has been a lovely episode, I've got a lot coming for you. I got a lot of come, okay? And it comes and it goes. But I appreciate it. I hope you have a lovely week experience. I hope you enjoy your fall. It's getting very nice and crunchy and beautiful. I know last week we were warning you about the witches. Take a week off. They go stronger by the fucking day, but relax. Have a pumpkin spice latte. Get a little fat for the winter. Actually, no, don't do that. Don't do any of that. Fucking hang a cross above your bed in case one of these fuckers tries to get you in your sleep. You gotta stab him with it. Never stop exercising, developing your body. Be prepared for, like, basically just all the rules from fucking Zombieland. Like, follow all those rules. Like, all the fucking, I don't even know if that's the name of that fucking movie. I'm so, like, tired. I don't know, man. I don't know. And I'm not going to ever tell you. I'm not the guy to know. I don't know. I just don't know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching The Gist with Josh. This has been a beautiful, enjoyable experience. Thank you so much. Have a epic life.